Hello reader fam, today I'm doing a new video and I decided that I was going to do some sort of structure for my videos now. I'm not just going to freelance it. I'm going to attempt to do like a 3-part movie structure while trying to keep it under 10 minutes or 10 minutes or maybe a little bit over 10 minutes, but somewhere around the 10-minute section. So the first part of my video, I'm hoping to talk about kind of what's going on with my life, like book-wise, maybe writing-wise, like news that I have about books or something. And then I'm going to do my video topic in the middle, and then at the end I'm going to leave with some sort of keeper tidbit, keeper opinion, keeper something, because Keeper of the Lost Cities is a really important part of my life, and well, it just needs to be included in all of my videos except for the introduction video, but I might go back and edit that to make sure it has something keeper related. So without further ado, I am going to do my book review over Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer. Well, Instant Karma is a contemporary romantic comedy kind of. It's a lot more lighthearted and almost could be classified as middle grade if you exclude some of the choice words. There's not a lot of cussing, but you know, there are some words here and there that for middle grade audiences it would not be okay. Minus that one word in Harry Potter. You know what I'm talking about, like in the last book. Yeah, that was a very qualified word to be used there. But anyways, this is not Harry Potter. So this one is her first, which I have to say is pretty good for contemporary. It's not my favorite. I definitely have higher preferences when it comes to contemporary books. So have I really read a contemporary book that has just blown me out of the water? I mean, just one, and I'll talk about that later. This is definitely not Marissa Meyer's strongest suit. It is so cute, and it's a well enough rounded story. There's not complaints that I have, but other than that, I think that Renegade so far has been my favorite, but she will continue doing what she wants to do. And news on the Marissa Meyer department, she's going to do a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, because you know she just loves the villain retellings. She was originally planning to do a Beauty and the Beast, but I'm assuming because of Cursed So Dark and Lonely kind of came out sort of when she had like that idea, maybe her publisher shut down the idea, because honestly there is a lot of Beauty and the Beast retellings. Not that I haven't been good at it, but I think villains are more of her strong suit, and I really hope to be blown away by Rumpelstiltskin. I wasn't such a fan of Heartless. Fight me on that if you want to. Jest is the saving point. I literally only read that book for Jest. I will stand my ground. Maybe I'll do another book review for that one specifically. Anyways, I just got out of finals, and let me tell you, that was kind of brutal. I mean, I didn't take finals, but to make sure I didn't have to take the finals, now that was brutal. So I decided I was going to talk about this just a bit. You start off with the main character called Prudence. And for short, she calls herself Prue. It's kind of a development arc where she's supposed to grow positively over time, right? So at the beginning, she's kind of a self-absorbed perfectionist. At the end, she's self-absorbed? Less self-absorbed. She kind of redeems herself. The other main character that you have, you're only reading this from Prudence's point of view, but Quint Erickson is her kind of nemesis, her self-declared nemesis. I don't think he's ever really had an issue with her, other than the fact that she seemed to hold this huge vendetta over her for absolutely no reason. And Prudence kind of grows on you. I think for the first half of the book, I really despised her, but like once you get past kind of her problems, she actually kind of does like work herself around it. I do kind of relate about the group projects and how I don't really like working with people, because not that I love people. I love people. I'm very sociable. But when it comes to my grades, do I love people that much if they don't care about their grades? Not really. So I do understand that. But one thing is, you know, wanting to do everything yourself, and another one's being rude to the person, you know? Like, I try to do the work by myself and be nice about it, you know, sell them on the idea that me doing the work really benefits them. And usually they don't complain about it. They're like, yay, you doing the work? Great, good for me, good for you. Like, go ahead, and I get A's, or if I got a C, at least it would be my C, you know? And she got a C, but it was kind of her C. I'm not going to spoil anything because there's kind of a mystery aspect that kind of comes into play. You really wouldn't expect that there was some sort of mystery. I didn't realize that this was a book which had a mystery, so that was something that definitely you should take into consideration when you read it. If you've read it, then let me know what you thought about that mystery aspect. Try not to include spoilers, or start with spoiler alerts, so if someone else reads your comment, they will be dooming themselves, you know, because you put a huge spoiler alert in all the caps and with a bunch of little asterisks or something like that. Just something else that I really did like about it was kind of the karaoke style. That was really unique, at least in the YA contemporary. I have to say, the only other kind of karaoke-ish theme I had that like I read in a book was by Nicola Yoon. The Sun is Also a Star. There was also that kind of karaoke part, which I really did like, and I like that that was kind of the central thing. Music, the Beatles. My mom never really exposed me much to Beatles, so I only know a couple choice songs. I kind of do listen to John Lennon. Don't scream at me if you're a really big Beatles fan. I mean, just recommend me something besides The Yellow Submarine, you know? Thankfully, that was the kind of an important song, and I actually did know about that one, so at least I got those references. There's a lot of like old style pop culture thing, which I think is really nice, especially if you're in the older category, reading back, looking back at this, you kind of relate a lot to this, or even if you're kind of my age and your parents listen to the Beatles all the time, or your guardians, then I'm sure that you will understand a lot of the references there are here. I also kind of like how funny it is that she doesn't really know anything. It's like, oh, I wouldn't have known Ed Sheeran was a thing. And you're just like, do you not listen to the radio, girl? Like, what kind of town are you living in? Well, it's technically a fictional town, so it makes sense. I love the hate to lovers trope that's here. It's nice, it's cute, I can't complain. It's not an instant love thing, there's no love triangle. That's kind of my opinion about this. The point of this story is that she gets like the power to enact instant karma for good and for bad after hitting her head, like after she, I like to think of it, after she gets karma, then she has the ability to give people karma. I think at certain points it was overused, the idea of enacting instant karma upon people. I do think that she should have kind of calmed down a bit, because it was just, some people, their punishment was really extreme. And I understand that, like, for example, there was a little kid who, like, I think was like chasing a squirrel or doing something to like a little animal. Like, that's not okay. But if the kid is like 3 years old, the little kid has a parent, you know, who can punish the kid, not punish, you know, chastise the kid for doing what was wrong. You know, it wasn't really her duty to go and start like, you know, handing out punishment to the 3-year-old who really didn't know right from wrong quite yet. That's like, you know, your parent holding a grudge from you, like not peeing in the toilet when you were like 2. That's makes zero sense. But also there was this one situation where I feel like the karma was pretty good. You know, she punished this guy who was essentially harassing a girl. What came at him was real nice, real nice. I applaud you, Marissa Meyer. You show me good. I really do like the karma aspect. It was originally based off of a character that she had in Renegades, which, by the way, is my favorite trilogy. If I haven't said that already, if I have, then ignore me. There was a superhero who was a guy, and he was supposed to enact instant karma towards anyone who did something wrong. He ended up taking so much spotlight, they had to remove him from the books. But she said that she really liked the idea, decided that she could make a contemporary story with that as kind of a catalyst for the story. It's a really cute idea. I think the execution was overall pretty well. The story was really well written, except for the kind of the mystery aspect at the end. It just felt like it didn't really belong there. It felt kind of like, oh, so besides the fact that we have a little bit of magic, we have some contemporary, some sweetheart fluff, let's put a little mystery, some spice on the top. And it just felt like you really didn't need that spice on the top, you know? It really didn't fit. Like, it's not supposed to be like a fantasy mystery contemporary kind of, I don't know. I mean, they do exist, but like, it felt like it was introduced too late at the story. Like, she had this idea like right before publishing and say, hey, let me just change a couple of the last pages. Or maybe she just didn't remember to include that kind of too much in the front. I do recommend this for a lighthearted contemporary, especially if you need to hit that reading goal by the end of the year, which, by the way, let me just say, I have books to read real fast, real soon. But let's not go delve into all the specifics and how much I've gotten behind during the school year. But yeah, I blame the school. It's all that AP homework, you know. At least I had all A's this semester, so congratulate me on a job well done. I literally, this week has been brutal, like turning in those last minute projects and making sure that I got a good grade on the unit test, the last unit test, and the last quiz, and the last FRQ. And this was really cute. I really do like Marissa Meyer, so if she has another contemporary from Fortuna Beach, I will read it. I will buy it, especially since it's so aesthetically pleasing. You know, I mean, how many books are actually like this vivid and bright and colorful and cute? In this world right now, we need more colorful and cute, and that's what I got here. That's what I bought. That's what I got. So I can't complain. It didn't blow me out of the water, but you know, I do appreciate the research that she did. She did a lot of research, and she made it very clear in her virtual meeting that I attended that she did research and she had a lot of questions. And I'm no like biologist or sea whatever expert, but I have to say it does come through that she did do some research on this, and I really do appreciate that an author really does their research when writing a story like this. Make sure that when you write out of your comfort zone, you do so to the best of your abilities. I'm really looking forward to that Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I feel like it's going to be really great as long as it doesn't follow the same path as Heartless, in which case it will not be so great. I think I have to say Heartless is at the bottom of all my Marissa Meyer books, right below Fairest, and then this one, because all her Lunar Chronicles books are awesome. I love them very much. And Thorn. Of course, I need to put Thorn out there because, you know, my friend loves him and I don't blame her. I think you should definitely let me know which of your Marissa Meyer books is your favorite, whether it's a series or just a single book, because I know sometimes it's hard. Oh, how can I choose a single book if I love the whole series? Then just choose the whole series. I got you. My Keeper of the Lost Cities kind of rant for today is Tam and Lynn. A lot of people don't think that Tam and Lynn should be in the series at all. I do personally like them in the series. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because Tam is just my little shadow boy, you know. So, do you think Tam and Lynn should be in the story? Shannon Messenger's cast is like as ridiculously long as her books are. And while her books can be super long, her cast should not be, especially if some of the characters are a little bit flat. Dex, for example, has been dropped since like the second book. He no longer appears. While he has made a comeback in 8.5, which I really genuinely appreciate, he's only been in the cover once, while Tam has been already in the cover twice. Why is that? I mean, I love Tam and he looks like hot, like in the books, but poor Dex, the underrated cinnamon roll. But also, they add a little bit of diversity, which in my opinion, and I'm sure it's in yours, is kind of necessary. I mean, no. They've had a bit of book time, more than Dex, and I think Tam really does play a pivotal role. I think that their brother and sister relationship adds something to the table that even Fitz's and Biana's relationship don't really bring, because even though they are siblings, they aren't really that close. Because of the pressures that life gave on Tam and Lynn, I think that their relationship is really cute, and it's kind of a platonic relationship that we really need right now, because it's all about the romance, and it's really not. I mean, I really do be like, oh, are you okay if you're Fitz shipper, you know? Like, I really do go and ask that, but that doesn't mean that that's the whole essence of the series. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinion is. Should Tam and Lynn have existed, or should they have been wiped out along with the gnome plague? So just let me know down below, and maybe we can have a whole conversation about this. I feel like the characters should be more balanced, which I think they're in the process of being more balanced, because the Team Valiant idea, it will bring characters that we've kind of seen pushed to the side up in the front, shine more light on them, create more character development, which also makes sense as to why there might be a book 10. I will let you know as soon as I find out when book 10 is actually in existence or not. You might find out before me because you have social media. Fortunately, I mean, that's why I'm able to read all of these babies. I also have another bookshelf, just to let you know. And I have another, like, huge stack of books that I haven't read yet, and I refuse. I've read all of these books, just to let you know, because it's really important for me to let you know that anything on my bookshelves have been read. I do not put books on my bookshelves that I haven't read, except for The Hobbit, because that's down below, but it deserves to be down below. I refuse to read The Hobbit. I mean, I've read like half of The Hobbit, half of the first book of The Lord of the Rings. Let me just tell you, I mean, you spend like 10, 20 pages like describing a tree. I see no point in that. Also, I was like in 7th grade, and I pretty much only read kids section books, so that also be why. So I'm willing to go back and reread it eventually, but I just don't have time for that right now. I need to read lots more books before the end of the year because I want to make my Goodreads goal. Let me know also what your Goodreads goal and how close are you, or if you totally surpass it and you're dancing around my incompetency, you know, with, oh, I've read like 100 books this year, and I'll be like, oh, you're so amazing. Teach me your ways. So yeah, I hope you keep loving, keep reading, keep loving to read, and I will see you in the comments down below. Thank you for everything. Again, I really appreciate you guys and all the views and all the likes and our conversations.